Greetings and welcome once more again. Today we want to welcome you to a health presentation, and I hope by God's grace we'll be able to bring this to you where you can learn some first aid, uh, things that will help you in an emergency. Right. In the beginning, actually, God created this world in a perfect manner. According to Genesis chapter 1, verse 31, we are told that when God has finished creating everything, all that he has made, he said it is good. Right. And we saw that, after creation, since everything was made perfect, and God intended it should remain like that. Now, we all know that things did not last as God had planned it. In Genesis chapter 3, we understand that man actually sinned. You see, God created us with a free will. He actually told Adam and Eve what they were supposed to do and what they were not supposed to do. And so he actually explains to say, if you choose this path, the end result will be like this. But if you choose this path, the end result will be like this. So God presented to them the two ways, the way of obedience and the way of disobedience, and the consequences thereof. But we also know that at the end of the day, they chose the way of disobedience. And as a result, we see that sickness, diseases, and everything else changed. That means it also changed the course of things, such as animals, reptiles, birds, and how they relate to us as human beings. And at the end of the day, we realize that, reptiles or snakes begin to bite people, even insects begin to bite people. Today, when you look at things that surround you, they will remind you that it's because of sin that things they are as they are. We have small insects that after it bites you, it knows that it has sinned against you. It will eventually run away because it knows that it has done something that is wrong. And if you find it, you're going to kill it. So that is the world that we are living in. So today we are looking at how God provided another way of relieving our pain in this world temporarily. God provided for us another plan for our salvation, that is providing Christ to come and die for us. But in the meantime, while we still live on this earth, he also provided a way for us to cope with our ailment, to cope with our challenges that we face on day-to-day basis. That includes our sicknesses. And so he provided simple remedies, simple, treatment that we can actually do to relieve our pain. If you look at the life of Jesus, you realize that when Christ was on earth, he used simple remedies to alleviate or to help relieve the pain of the suffering. And today, this is exactly what we are looking at. We are going to look at some of those simple remedies that God has provided, which are available to us, so that we can actually address our immediate need, which is our physical need. Now, today we are looking at charcoal. Charcoal is one of the common things that you can actually find in many places, and it's easy to make as well. Now, what are some of the benefits of charcoal? So today we're going to look at how you use charcoal to help in an emergency like a snake bite. I chose to present this today because many people are coming for countryside this coming December, and sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where we have no idea what to do. Somebody's bitten by a snake, a scorpion, a centipede, whatever it may be. And sometimes one doesn't have transport to take the sick person to the hospital in order to be attended to. So in the meantime, what do you do in order to, while you're still looking for help to take that particular person to the hospital? So today I'm going to show you what are some of the things that you can do in an emergency while you wait for help to take the person to the hospital using charcoal. So this is what we're going to be looking at today. All right. Okay, with me I have activated charcoal. I'm going to show you how you're going to use it when you have an emergency of a snake bite, of centipede or a scorpion or wasps or whatever the bite might be, in order to help the affected person. Now, like I said, when you are bitten by something, let's say a snake, they always requires you that you either have to chase that snake and kill it, and then you take it to the hospital so that they can identify what type of snake is that to give you the right antidote. But the question is, how are you going to do that if you yourself, you are bitten? Like I said, normally these things or these creatures now, because of sin that have entered into our world, they also know when they've done something that is wrong. So as soon as the snake bites you, most of the time you don't get to see it. It eventually runs away and hides because it knows that it's done something that is wrong. So you may not have a chance to get the snake and kill it and then take it to the hospital for the antidote. All right, before I get into showing you what you should do, charcoal can be made from different trees, but I want to caution you that you need to make use of the trees that are not poisonous. There are trees which are poisonous that when you consume their charcoal, you eventually die, and it's important that you use the right stuff. I would recommend that you use Mopane tree charcoal. Now remember, Mopane has a habit of burning until ashes. So if you don't actually stop the firewood from burning totally, for you to reserve your charcoal, then you won't be able to get your charcoal. So Mopane charcoal has been, the most useful and good one, because it's a tree that we know that at least most of the people know it, and it's not poisonous. Now, for the woods that you buy in the shops, actually, I wouldn't recommend you to use that, basically because most of those woods, they are treated and so forth. Now, this charcoal that I'm having, the activated charcoal, is made out of burning coconut shells, and this is what is the content thereof. So how to use it when you are actually helping the person that is bitten by a snake? You use it both internally and also externally. So we're going to demonstrate to you now how you use it externally, and I'm going to explain to you how you use also internally. All right, so for now, I have my water, I have my bowl where I'm going to mix my things, and I have my charcoal. So I'm going to put some of my charcoal here, and I'm going to make a paste. And you also need to have a plastic wrap, the one that you use to wrap food or to cover food. In that regard, this is what you're gonna need in order to help the person that you are helping. Okay, so with me here, before I call somebody that I'm gonna working on. All right, so with me, I put, this is 1 tablespoon of charcoal. Of course, when you are going to do it for the pest, or for to apply on the snake bite or on the scorpion bite, whatever it is, you need to add a little bit more. However, I started with 1 tablespoon, and then I'm gonna mix it with water. Because it takes time to get mixed up with water, and sometimes it may need that I need to add a little bit inside there. So I'm going to do this now. I'm going to mix my charcoal first before I come and demonstrate it to somebody else. So I have my water. This is my water that I'm going to use to wash the person, because before you actually apply this on the affected area, you need to be able to wash the affected area to clean the area, and then you can apply it on. Okay. And the other thing that I almost forgot is that you need to, once you have applied this press, you need to be able to change the press every after 5 minutes, because you see the charcoal acts like a sponge. It sucks poison from the affected area. I hope you'll be able to see this when I'm mixing it. Okay, I'll be able to show you once I'm done mixing. So you see that it actually takes time to get mixed up with water. So you just need to mix it up. I just added a little bit, and then you see that it's dry. So I need to make a proper paste. Okay, and by the way, when you're doing this, if you don't want to get dirty, you can use the gloves, or you can also put on your apron so you don't get your clothes dirty. Yeah, but most of the time it will be under emergency. Okay, so you can see now, I think I've added too much water. So my water has become too much inside here. So it means I need to add a little bit more charcoal so that my paste is not loose. It should be somewhere just on the average. Okay, let me just, I'll show you now. Let me just add a little bit. Okay, so you can actually see it's still a bit loose. Okay, this loosely as it is like this, maybe unless you're applying it as a face mask for those that are looking for beauty, I know you can also use it as a face mask, but for now, since you are using it for for a snake bite, it shouldn't be this too loose. Okay, so we add and make just enough to create a proper paste. It's still a little bit loose. Okay, so I'm gonna add again. Okay, I just want to create a right size of the press. It shouldn't be this too loose again, but just on the average. Okay, okay, all right. I think now it will make a proper size of the press that I need. Okay, this should be enough. Okay, now by the way, this can dry very fast if it stays open like this, and once it's dry, it won't be able to stick to the place where you want to put it. Okay, so now I'm gonna call the person that I need to demonstrate on. Okay, Okay, so the person is gonna come and sit here so that I can work on them. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna work on his hand. All right, so let's suppose this is the hand that is been bitten by a snake, and first of all I need to clean the hand. I need to make sure that it is well cleaned. Okay, let's say it's here where the snake has bitten. Okay, all right, so once I'm done with this, all right, now the next thing that I'll do, remember, this is what is happening. This is how the pest looks like. No, not so loose, not so stiff, just a, okay. I hope you are able to see that. So what I need to do here now, I'm looking at, let's say this is the bite. I need to apply on the bite. So this is how I will apply on the bite. So I hope you'll be able to see. Okay, so this is the bite. Now, after I have applied on the bite, as it is now, I hope you can be able to see. And then I need to put to cover this first with plastic. Okay, for now the only plastic that I have is this one, the bread plastic. I don't have the other one, but yeah, for the sake of just showing you. Okay, so the idea is we leave it like that as it is. We don't remove it, and then we cover it up. Okay, so the idea is just to prevent the pest from drying up. Okay, and then we leave it for 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes we need to change this plastic, because like I said, that the charcoal, it acts as a sponge, so it sucks the poison from the area, and also sucking it from preventing it from going into the bloodstream. Now you should remember that if it's a snake bite, if it's a spider, those poisonous spiders, those are the hairy ones, you need to be able to remove or to change the pest every after 5 minutes. The reason being is that if you don't do that, if you don't change that, it means that eventually the body will reabsorb the poison again. So you need to make sure that this is changed every after 5 minutes while you are waiting for help until you get help to take the person to the hospital. Okay, so for now, this is how you do the press. And let me bring my patient closer so that you can be able to see how it is done. So this is how it looks like. So this is how we tied it up. This is how the charcoal would look like a paste. Okay, so like that. And then after that, after you've changed it, after 5 minutes again, you put another one so that you can actually remove the old one and stuff like that. Okay, so for now, that's what you do when you actually are preparing a paste for somebody that has been bitten by a snake. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to explain to you how you use it internally. So I was explaining how you use it externally in order to help the person that is bitten by a poisonous reptile. Now, at the same time, you can also use it internally. While you are doing it externally, you can also give that person internally. The idea is to neutralize the poison as much as possible from the bloodstream. So in other words, how do you use it internally, right? So for a person that has been bitten by a snake, you need to make sure that first of all they are not unconscious, meaning they have not fainted when you are doing that, when you are giving them to drink this charcoal. Okay, of course, with the external experiment, you can actually do it to them while they are unconscious. But when it comes to using it internally, it means that you need to make sure that the person is conscious, is fully awake, and you give them to drink. So how much do you give them to drink? You see, it also determines on the time, how long it has been for the person since the time they were bitten by that snake. All right, let's say if it has been 30 minutes, all right? So if it's 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes but less than an hour, you give them at least you take 6 to 7 tablespoons of this charcoal in a half glass of water, that is, and then you stir it, you give it to them to drink in a half glass of water, and then you fill that same glass of water with water, and then you give them to drink. So that's how you do it. But now, if it has been, for example, 1 hour since they've been beaten by the steak or that repeater, you give them at least 10 tablespoons, 10 tablespoons in a half glass of water, and then you stir it up. Let them drink everything. They should not allow the water to settle down for them to sip only the water. They should drink with all the repeater and all the thickness of the charcoal, because that's the whole idea, to neutralize the poison in the bloodstream. So that's how you do it. So remember, you need to be able to look at the person, that the person is conscious and is not fainted. So while you're looking for help, you can actually help that person and save the life of that person. Help them to be calm and help them to make sure that they don't panic in the situation, so that they can actually relax and benefit from the remedies that you're helping them. Now, I want to end with this word. God wishes us that we be in good health, and this is why actually He gave us these simple remedies. We see them, we read them in the Bible, the example that Christ was doing, so that in the process, as we wait for His second coming, we can actually alleviate or relieve our pain while we are still on this earth that is still full of sorrow and hardship. Now, this is 3 John. 3 John chapter 1 verse 2. It says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." So this was the Apostle John as he was writing to the elders and to the church members, to say he wishes them that they should be in good health and that they may prosper just as their soul prospers. So God desires that we be in good health, because it's only when we are in good health that we are able to serve Him. But if our health is poor, if our health is not satisfactory, we will not be able to be of service to Him. In actual sense, we actually deprive Him of the service that we are supposed to do for Him as well as for others. So in other words, when you are sick, it means that you need to stay at home. You will not be able to perform the work that God intended you to do, and you also need somebody to take care of you. Now, again, we are taught, commenting on that verse, it says, "The Lord desires us to obey the law of health and life. He holds each one responsible to care properly for his body, that it may be kept in health." This is letter 123, 1903. So the Lord requires us that we obey to the law of health. So in an emergency, yes, it is something that we didn't plan for, but we should also try to get healthy in our daily life. So this was just meant for you, for your encouragement, and also for how to deal with emergencies such as the details and poisonous bite. So now it's goodbye, and I hope you've learned something. See you the next episode on the Great Physician Wishes You Well.